Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Walt here from Down the Block Sports, and today I want to talk about Major League Baseball. There's been an insane amount of signings lately, but the Boston Red Sox have been pretty quiet on the free agent market. They did just make a signing yesterday. What I want to talk about is who that starting pitcher is and how he's going to help the Boston Red Sox rotation. Again, I'm Alec Walt. This is Down the Block Sports. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of my exclusive content. Yes, the Boston Red Sox made another pitching signing. First, it was Michael Wacha. Second is James Paxton. He signs with the Red Sox for a 1-year, $10 million contract. This deal is a little interesting because it has two options on it. There's an option for 2023 and 2024 for the Red Sox, and the deal can equal up to $35 million. So the Red Sox are taking a risk here in the first season, but they're trying to bank the rewards of getting the old version of James Paxton. The reason I say the old version is because the current version is currently dealing with an injury. Last season, he pitched 1 1/3 innings for the Seattle Mariners, was pulled, had Tommy John, and isn't expected to be ready for the start of the 2022 season. Now, he is expected to obviously pitch in 2022, but he is still going to be recovering as he gets ready for the upcoming season. Paxton was a beast when he was a Mariner. Obviously not last year as a Mariner, but he was dominant in 2017. It led to a trade for him to the Yankees where he was good, not great, went back to the Seattle Mariners before dealing with an injury before signing with the Boston Red Sox. Many will probably ask you the question, why are the Red Sox signing this guy? The Red Sox need starting pitching. It's really no breaking news. Obviously, at the top of the rotation, they have Nathan Eovaldi, Chris Sale. They're hoping for a full season of Nick Pivetta and Tanner Houck. That leaves a spot open at the fifth spot of the Red Sox rotation. They did sign Michael Wacha, who's more of a multi-inning relief pitcher instead of a true starter. He's someone who could be an option as an opener. But the Red Sox need more pitchers who can eat innings, and they're hoping that Paxton, when healthy, can do that. Now, there's some massive risk regarding James Paxton. One is the injury. How's he going to recover from Tommy John? Two, he has a history of injury. How do you prevent multiple injuries from happening again? Three, when is he going to start pitching? He's going to pitch in 2022, but it's still when is he going to see him in the line in the rotation? Three, when he returns, how many innings is he going to be able to pitch? Four, say they keep the options. He's never pitched more than 30 starts a season. So there's no long-term commitment here, as if he doesn't live up to the 1-year, $10 million. The Red Sox do have the option to let him walk, but the Red Sox took this risk for $10 million on James Paxton without having a complete rotation. Like, they signed James Paxton and still can't confidently say there's 5 starters in this rotation. Now, yes, Garrett Whitlock could move from the bullpen and go into the rotation. They do have some young kids that they acquired in trades, one in the Benintendi trade, one in the also involved in the Nick Pivetta trade. I think it's Connor Siebold, who are getting some shots here to earn a spot on this team. As of now, again, it's still a bullpen role. We'll see how Michael Wacha looks in his 1 year in Boston, but that fifth spot of the rotation is still up for grabs. And hopefully someone like James Paxton can take it, but there's a lot of question marks surrounding Paxton on how he's going to look for Boston in that 1 year. Again, he signed for 1 year, $8.5 million last year with the Mariners and pitched 1 1/3 innings. He has that injury history attached to his name. In his last full season with the New York Yankees, he finished with a 15-6 record, 3.82 ERA, 128 WHIP, and 150 2/3 innings. Before that, in Seattle, he had 11-6 with a 3.76 ERA. His best season, again, 2017, when he was 12-5 with a 2.98 ERA. Hopefully, the Red Sox can get that version of James Paxton. When he first got to the Yankees in 2019, Paxton was excellent. I mean, he won his first 10 starts before getting pulled before the end of the season. He did come back in the playoffs where he didn't look great. During the COVID-shortened season, he didn't look good at all. Then, he, of course, got injured in Seattle. So, here's the thing with the Boston Red Sox. They spent $7 million on Michael Wacha, $10 million on James Paxton. One isn't healthy yet and isn't guaranteed to give you a full season of starts. The other isn't technically a starter, as he's expected to be a multi-inning relief pitcher. Does have some starter ability in him, but he's probably going to pitch, give or take, 3 innings when Michael Wacha comes out on the mound. Now, the Red Sox let Eduardo Rodriguez go earlier this offseason. He signed with the Detroit Tigers for just about less than 16 or so million dollars. The Red Sox have spent $17 million on the books for 2022 for these two pitchers, Michael Wacha and James Paxton. They need a starting pitcher. They need someone who can eat innings. They need someone who can get you 5, 6 innings into the game. Wacha can't do that. Right now, Paxton can't do that at all. I mean, I have no problem with the Red Sox taking risks on someone injured, because you kind of bank for the potential when they come back. And James Paxton, hasn't pitched for a while, is recovering from an early Tommy John injury from last season, and hopefully can eat some innings later in the season. But, I don't think Heim has done enough with this rotation. I don't. Because Nathan Eovaldi's a rock at the top. Everyone knows it. But Chris Sale has a history. He's going through a full offseason where he can stay healthy, and hopefully he can take advantage of that. But Sale's not someone the Red Sox fans have seen very often in this rotation. Nick Pavetta's bounced around and looked great in the postseason, expected to secure a spot. Tanner Houck's showing a little bit of injury history too, but he again is expected to take a spot in this rotation. The Red Sox were very lucky last year with the health in their starting rotation, because they were able to have a lot of these guys eat innings throughout the season. They're not going to have Erod next year. They're not going to have other pieces to this rotation who are very helpful throughout the year. Now, hopefully some of these young kids from the farm can come up and take a spot in this rotation. But as a Red Sox fan, you can't be pleased over $17 million getting spent to Michael Wacha and James Paxton. I understand the pitching market's insane right now. We saw injured pitchers make north of $20 million. We've seen middle relief pitchers make $8-9 million on a one-year contract. There is value for the middle relief in a bullpen in Major League Baseball. But the Red Sox need to eat more innings in this rotation. I don't believe Chaim Bloom is done. But if the Red Sox want to compete in the AL East, if the Red Sox want to be one of the competitive teams in the American League, which I absolutely believe they have the chance to, they got to get through a grind in this division. They got to play some very competitive teams very frequently with the Jays, Yankees, and Rays in this division. They got to do more than these two players. And they've spent a lot of money to bring these two in. So I hope James Paxton works out. I hope Michael Wacha is one of the best middle of the relief pitchers in baseball. But Chaim Bloom, this rotation needs more. This bullpen needs more. And in a window when a lot of teams spent money, Chaim didn't really do that much. I'm overall not very impressed with the move the Red Sox made early on. Now, things can obviously change, but while teams were spending that money, the Red Sox did not do very much to improve the pitching in the organization. What do you think of the Red Sox adding James Paxton? What do you believe of the Red Sox move so far here this offseason? How much more pitching do they need to be competitive in the AL East? Feel free to comment all of that below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of my exclusive content. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you very soon.